you go. No. But I would just,
Anything I should omit
I
or
think
add?
you can just amend this.
Okay.
And then you don't even have to do this part.
Okay.
Just like, please sign up on our website.
Okay, cool.
And then you can remind people the high holidays are coming.
In case they forgot.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. Huh. Okay. Jan, close your eyes. No. I, you know, God, that's true. I think I'm going to come down there this evening and sit with you all. Die, die, die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Yeah, die, die, die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 die. Yeah, die, 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 Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I'm so glad to be able to gather together this evening after what has felt like a week of endless horrible news and just thing after thing. I'm glad to be reminded of one of my favorite pieces of teaching that happens to exist in our Siddur that I've never seen it before, but here it is, at the very beginning, page 2. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent exists all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. I never noticed it either. You know, it's so funny I find when we read the Torah, when we read other, sources of material, books or whatever, the things that we need come to us. And that was what I needed today. So I'm so glad to gather with you all this evening as we find some joy for Shabbat and hold each other in community and join together. We're going to continue with Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, which you will find in the middle of page 6. Ozi V'Zimrat Yah, Vayehi li Lishua. 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 We've made it to Shabbat, my friends. We've made it to a moment of rest and pause. So we're going to light the candles and join together. You'll find the blessing also on page 9. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on. No, got it. Those kind of days. If you have candles at home and you're joining us, I invite you to take a moment to light your Shabbat candles also. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shared, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shared, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Nila Shalom Malachei Shalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Nila Shalom Malachei Shalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Hamalachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzeitzchem L'Shalom Malachei Shalom Malachei Elyon mi melech malachei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai Yadai Dai 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 Yadai Dai 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 Yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai dai dai. One of the things our tradition does so well is give us psalms and prayers and ways to celebrate each day. If you say them, there are daily psalms for each day of the week. And then, of course, right now we are in Elul, and in Elul we sing the psalm for the month of Elul, which is Achat Sha'alti, I will dwell in the house of the Holy One forever. Another prayer to remind us of the seasons. And in that vein, Lecha Dodi is our prayer that reminds us that Shabbat, we get that as our privilege and responsibility to usher Shabbat into our midst and bring Shabbat forward, even if we're in a place or a time or a period in our lives where we aren't feeling very rested or things are feeling too chaotic to remember to pause for Shabbat. This prayer reminds us what our relationship to Shabbat is and what our responsibility is. So we'll join together with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shem multiferet V'litchila Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha Dodi b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri kiva orech kumi ori uri shir daveri kevod Adonai alayech nigna. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uvesohola toch emunei am segula lecha dodi likakala pene Shabbat nekavela lecha dodi likakala pene Shabbat nekavela yai dai 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 yai dai dai dai. As we transition to the Baruch Hu, we'll use Hatzikadosh as our words of transition. These words, which we use for so much, are words of praise and words of connection, and we use them in mourning and we use them in transition, moments to be grateful even in transition. It's a good reminder for us. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba B'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael v'agala agala uvizman kariv v'yimeru amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olam le'omaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishabach V'yipar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitadlev v'yitalal Shmei dekudesha b'richu Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Ta'amiran be'alma Ve'imeru, Amen. I invite you to rise for Baruch Hu. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And our blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And our blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. I invite you all to be seated. We're going to continue praying with Ahavat Olam at the bottom of page 20, a prayer of how grateful we are for the everlasting love of the Holy One. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu lemadeta al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uv'kameinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki chem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negeh yomam v'layla negeh yomam v'layla v'havadcha al tasir mimenu le'olam העמים. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you will speak of them when you're sitting in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God. We're going to try a tune we haven't done of Mi Chamocha in a while. It's sort of a repeat after me vibe, so you can jump in when you figure it out. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi Chamocha Nedar Bakodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osei Felem, Nora Tehilot, Osei Felem, Malechutecha Ra'uvanecha Bokei Hayam Livnei Moshe Miriam Ze'eli Anu ve'amru Adonai Himloch לעולם ועד. יאי די 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 די. יאי די 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 די. Yai dai dai da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da. Yai dai 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 da. Yai dai dai da 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 da. Yai dai dai da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da. As we continue with Hashkivenu, we hold in our hearts all of the people in this country and in all countries in Israel and around the world who are in need of an extra shelter of peace and an extra moment of quiet. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. We're going to do something a little unusual for us, but pretty traditional for many places, which is to pray a silent Amidah. The words of the Amidah are starting on page 51, and they go all the way through 61. If you're looking for the English, it's all there, or the Hebrew, it's there. If you want to stand or sit, or stand for some of it and then sit, or pray all of your own prayers, whatever your heart needs at this moment, I'll invite you to do that. We'll begin with the first line of the Amidah from Psalm 51 together, and then I'll invite you to spend some time on your own. Oh, gosh. Stuck again. All right. Well, we're learning, aren't we? Adonai sefatai tirtach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי אדוני צורי וגואלי So today, I feel like the last couple of weeks I've been just reporting what the week has been like. But today I had a very unique experience that I wanted to share with you. I got a call yesterday afternoon that Iona Mosque, which is the Islamic Organization of North America, mosque in Warren, had been vandalized. And while, I feel really grateful because Rabbi Arnie spent decades and decades building up interfaith relationships. So all of these people know him, and I have been involved. We've been involved with the Detroit Interfaith Leadership Council, who called me first and said, we need you to be there. And so we all gathered today at 11 o'clock at the mosque. They're doing construction on their worship space. So they had, bricks they're redoing the whole thing. They're expanding, which is amazing that they need more space. And these people had come in and spray painted a bunch of stuff and broke all their mirrors and all these things. It was interesting because it wasn't necessarily particularly targeted graffiti. Like it wasn't at Muslims, or it was just a couple of, for all we know, it could have been, kids or whatever. But the reality of the situation is it doesn't matter because their sacred space was violated. And I know we've had some over the years. Actually, like I moved here in August, and I think within 3 weeks, somebody had come in and, taken apart the outdoor sanctuary, and then we had to flip it all back together. And so I wanted to share with you what I shared with this group, and then the prayer that they shared together. This was a complicated one because I felt nervous because in spaces, oftentimes we don't know what people are going to say about the Middle East and how that's related, if at all. And of course, that's my own baggage, right? And I know I carry that as I look at these spaces. So let me share with you what I wrote. As we gather together for this moment of solidarity in support of Iona, I join with the leaders of all faith communities as we denounce this act of destruction and disruption. We will never stand by in silence when any religious institution is attacked. It is never okay to make a holy space into a violent one. The Torah teaches us that sacred spaces are meant to be a physical representation of the Holy One's presence. While we know we can connect to God anywhere and everywhere, and God is inside of us, Torah says, "V'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham." Let them make me a sanctuary that I will dwell amongst them, in Exodus. Our houses of worship are sacred places where we go to feel connected to the community, to the divine, to our ancestors and our tradition. Acts like this are supposed to make us feel like our sacred spaces are no longer safe. But you are our brothers and sisters, our siblings and friends. We care for each other and we show up for each other. And we insist that no one's place of worship will suffer such despicable treatment. These destructive acts will not drive us to despair or drive us apart, but remind us that we have each other to lean on during difficult moments. And I looked around this, we were standing in a construction site, which I was not wearing the correct shoes for, by the way. And the Archbishop was there. Steve Claper and Mary were there, of course. The Sikh community showed up, the Hindu community showed up, the Baha'i community showed up, various churches were there. We were all, the superintendent of the Warren Public Schools, the police officers of Warren, all of these folks came together. And by the way, they remembered us from Warren Pride. Several of the church people came up to me and said, "Oh, it's so great that Shir Tikva was at Warren Pride. We loved seeing you there." So, I just don't, we don't need more reminders of how hard things are right now in the world. We watched it all week on the news, or listened to it on the news, or read about it, or whatever. But this moment gave me hope to gather around, and even the imam said, we don't know exactly what the idea of these, what these people were trying to do. But we do know that this moment of gathering is a moment where we can see we are stronger than hate. Which is a saying that's used often. We used it in Pittsburgh, we used it all the time. But this was very obvious. And they still don't know, the investigation hasn't hasn't wrapped on what exactly the motivation was or why or whatever. But it was a reminder of even a construction site. Truly, dirt on the floors, metal, we should have been wearing hard hats. And by the way, the other thing that gave me a lot of hope was we're doing this gathering, and all of a sudden we hear beep, 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 and all these machines that had been graffitied are starting up to work, to keep building. Because their thing is we have to keep moving forward. It did make it hard to hear everybody, of course. It wasn't adorable. It wasn't perfect, but it did remind, I was oh, this is, they're not going to stop construction because some people came in and destroyed some stuff. So I wanted to just pass on that little piece of hope, that piece of a reminder of what relationships mean and what it means to build bridges, what it means to come together, even across lines of difference. And more than that, I felt my fear, of course, was not needed, right? It reminded me to be resilient and be uncomfortable, because I wanted to make sure to show up for them, because I would want them to show up for us if, God forbid, something were to happen. So I brought 2 of these little cards. These are the Interfaith Leadership Council of Metropolitan Detroit, who, by the way, put on that. Remember when we had all those 7th graders here? This is the same people. We had 100 7th graders in this building, and we're going to have 100 7th graders in this building in December to teach them about Judaism. They go to these different houses of worship over the year and learn about about the different. This is called the Commitment to be Resilient. I believe that we are called to lift each other up, that we are stronger standing together, that our differences are a blessing, that empathy, justice, and love reveal the path to peace, and that good will prevail because each of us is beloved. Therefore, I commit to answer intolerance with goodwill, to live by faith and hope, not fear, to seek understanding and friendship whenever I can, to stand with those facing prejudice and injustice, to meet resistance with resiliency as I build the beloved community each day. And we all said it together. It was so meaningful. So I wanted to share that with you as a piece of hope that I gathered from a hard situation. And I pray this Shabbat that we can gather some hope from whatever hard situations you find yourself in. Continue to navigate this complicated world together. Speaking of complicated worlds, Yai nai nai na 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 na. Yai nai 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 nai. We're going to pause now to be a part of the beloved community, to hold all the people in our lives and in the world who are in need of healing of body and mind and spirit. We share the names of Eric Isaacson and Janice Book, Dorothy Halprin and Ted Golden, Steve Rode and Clip McCormick, Les Davis, Larry Littman, Joel Ben Moshe, Cindy Silverman, Shani Lewins, and Wendy Demp. If you're thinking about anybody this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community who is in need of healing, I invite you to share those names aloud. Thank you, Jan. Thank you.
Heather Johnson and Adrian Johnson.
We think of all the people who you are thinking of at home as well. I am holding the Berg family in my heart this evening as well. Misha Berach, his page is on page 67. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before we conclude our service this evening, Amika, will you share a few announcements? Will you do them at the Vimeo so people online can hear you? No. Not everybody can be Rabbi Britney Spears. You know that?
That's right. Hi, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. I have just a few announcements. So, the Tikkun Olam Committee will be collecting school supplies for Pasteur Elementary School in Detroit. There is a flyer on the basket in the entrance vestibule, and it will be running for the entire month of September. Also, Saturday, September 13th, we will have a 7:30 p.m. Slichot Havdalah at CST.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow. Wow, okay. Yes, immediate announcement. Finally, please note we have adult Hebrew classes beginning after the high holidays, and they will be on Zoom. Learn to read the prayer book Hebrew, and first class will be Tuesday, October 21st. The book is Aleph Isn't Tough, which is available on Amazon on our website. That is all.
Thank you, Miko.
Thank you.
The other announcement is that the high holidays are coming. So that's the, like, in case you forgot, the high holidays are coming. Make sure you check the day of Rosh Hashanah, because it's not right on the past, it's right everywhere else, so make sure you're here on the correct day. But tomorrow evening, our Slichot service is a really lovely moment where we just take some time to begin our offering of, of teshuvah, and a moment to really hear the melodies of the high holidays for the first time. The melodies always get me. This week I was practicing Kol Nidre with Steve, and I was like, oh, it's really happening, huh? So I hope you'll join us for some or all of that in the next several weeks. We'll be glad to see you. We're going to conclude with Aleinu, which you will find on page 78. I invite you all, 74. I invite you all to rise. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'ted gedula le'otzer breshid, shelo asanu kugoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד Ushamo, Ushamo, Ushamo Echad. I invite you to be seated for a moment. I'm on page 76. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to life, even when it is easier letting go. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone away from you. We are sending our condolences. Our hearts are with the Berg family, the loss of Mickey Berg, Dr. Mickey Berg, who passed away last evening. She's the mother of Seth Berg and Rachel Berg, mother-in-law of Lorelei, and grandma of Charlie and Zachary, Genevieve, and Maxwell. Funeral will be Sunday. We are in a period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Shirley Shear, mother of Chazan Steve Claper, and mother-in-law of Mary and grandmother of Caitlin. And this week we also recall the Yartzeit, the anniversary of the deaths of Philip Novak, grandfather of Bart Lesson, and Ruth Grossberg Tucker, mother of Mickey Berg. And Deborah Stern, beloved CST congregant, Maury Lesson, father of Joan Firestone, Jack Golden, father of Penny Michelin, Faye Lundy Parisman, mother of Erica Parisman, Richard Sweet, father of Ben Sweet and beloved CST congregant, Dorothy Sack, beloved CST congregant, and Bessie Rose Fox, mother of Sheldon Bellinson. If there's anybody else you're remembering this evening, I invite you to share those names with our community. We rise and join together for the Kaddish HaTom, which is on page 78. Yikadal v'kadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei zachol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadzar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh Shalom V'Romav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, here and everywhere, to which we say, Amen. Ooh, a new challah cover. Yay. We'll join together, shall we? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Hi, everybody. Oh, might be time for that to go. Oh, maybe I just don't like juice. This is a new premiere for the new school season. What does it say? Every child is a different kind of flower, and all together make this world beautiful. Beautiful. This is a far less chaotic challah cover than we've seen from your class in quite some time. Wow. Wonderful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everybody. I hope you find some seeds of hope this Shabbat. We'll take it outside. Thanks. Thanks for being here. See you hopefully tomorrow evening. Thank you for joining us online.